This is a story about an old man who lives in a bustling city, who decided to spend his twilight years in a small house with a garden. He had outlived his wife and children, and the noisy city had become too much for him to bear. So he moved into the little house in the hopes of finding some peace. One day, as the old man was sitting alone in the park across the street from his home, a little boy ran up to him and gave him a big hug. The old man was taken aback by the sudden gesture, but he soon realized that the boy lived in the house across the street. From that day on, the boy would often come to visit the old man in the park. They would talk about everything and nothing, and the old man cherished the company. However, one day the boy stopped coming to the park. The old man didn't think much of it at first, but when several weeks had passed without a single visit, he began to feel lonely and miss the boy's cheerful chatter. One afternoon, the old man decided to pay a visit to the boy's house. He walked slowly down the street, his heart heavy with worry. As he neared the house, he noticed a group of children playing in the front yard, and he couldn't help but smile. He thought to himself, perhaps a boy is inside playing and will come to the park later. But as he turned toward the house, he noticed a for sale sign hanging on the porch. The old man's heart sank as he realized that the family had moved away. He returned home, feeling dejected, and sat down in his chair. Tears rolled down his cheeks as he thought about the boy and wondered where he had gone. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps broke the silence. The old man looked up to see the boy standing in front of him. The old man couldn't contain his joy and exclaimed, "Oh, you came back. I was so worried about you." The boy looked at the old man with a confused expression and asked, "What do you mean? I never left." The old man was stunned. He had been so caught up in his own thoughts that he hadn't realized the boy had been there all along. He apologized for his mistake and asked the boy to sit down. As they talked, old man learned that the boy had indeed been playing outside all along, and he couldn't help but feel embarrassed for assuming the worst. The boy's mother, who had been watching the interaction from afar, approached them and explained that the house was not for sale. She had only put up the sign to test the old man's character. She said, "I wanted to see if my son's stories about you had any truth to them, and I must say, you have brought us nothing but joy since we moved here." The old man's face lit up with understanding, and he thanked the woman for the compliment. From that day on, the old man and the boy remained the best of friends, and they continued to meet in the park every day. The old man never forgot the valuable lesson he had learned from the experience. He realized that one should never underestimate the power of kindness and compassion. The bond between him and the boy had not only brought happiness to their lives, but it also touched the hearts of everyone in the community. And so, their story became a local legend, reminding everyone to always look for the good in others and to never give up hope, no matter how difficult the circumstances may seem. The old man sat alone in the park. A child ran up and hugged him. Tears rolled down his cheeks. "I thought the world had forgotten me," he said. The boy looked at him with innocence and said, "Why would anyone forget such a wonderful man?" The old man was puzzled. "I don't understand." The boy, with childlike wisdom, replied, "Because your smile makes the flowers bloom and the birds sing. You are a gift to everyone who knows you." The old man's eyes widened in surprise. He had never thought of himself as anything more than just an old man in a park, but the boy's words had touched him deeply. If you love and like this story, don't forget to share it, leave a comment, and follow for more inspiring stories.